Okay, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show, and you're watching FYNTV.com. It is that simple, folks. Tell your friends, FYNTV.com. Sorry about that quick pause going to break, but we never want to miss this call because this is not MSNBC. This is not synchronized swimming on Fox. Cheerleaders. This is on the ground. This is on the ground information that we bring you, and we're the only ones that's really doing this, bringing you on the ground information. I have on the phone with me right now Lee Snover from Northampton County, Pennsylvania, the chairman of the Northampton County Republican Party. And I know, Lee, how are you this morning? You okay?
Oh, I'm doing okay. It's real intense, though. It's pretty intense here in Pennsylvania.
Okay, talk to me. I'm first of all, Lee, I want to get straight here. I'm not in the tank with the polls. You cannot tell me on one day a poll has a sample with somebody up 2, and the next day somebody's up 10, and the next day somebody's down 6. It's not possible. They have to be some kind of a semblance of tracking, and this is something we have no tracking on with any of them. So tell us about that Northeast Pennsylvania corridor up there and how you guys are doing.
First of all, we don't believe the polls either, and we are convincing people it's psychological warfare. It's like Stockholm Syndrome. They're trying to convince the American people they can't win again, and that, you know what I mean, not to go out, it's over, but it's not. So we're going all the way till 8 p.m. on November 8th. So it's psychological warfare. We don't believe it at all.
Well, you know, I watch, and I don't even like to admit this in public, but I watch MSNBC at 6 o'clock every morning just to make sure I know, how Joe Scarborough is going to talk about common ground for me this morning. But anyhow, I watch that, and, they start out with it's all but over the first 30 minutes for Trump, but then it takes the second 30 minutes before they even get into the quid pro quo or anything on the Hillary Clinton speeches from Goldman Sachs, anything at all. How are you guys weathering through that?
They need us to give up. They want us to give up. They want to deflate the energy of the Trumpers. They're trying to get us not to mobilize. They want us to give up. They want us to throw in the towel. It's orchestrated. And listen, if she's so far ahead, why do they need to do this? Nobody beats up on an underdog. If he were 12 or 10 points behind like they're talking, they'd be saying nice things about him. He's run a good campaign. He really ran a movement like they did Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
For a minute.
Not a minute. If they are so far ahead, their supporters would not have to firebomb and throw bricks through a window.
Exactly.
So they're not that far ahead. Now, let me say, I've seen a poll that says, and I don't know where you're I know you're located in the Lehigh Valley, and I just want to say congratulations to you because I know we're in a 24-hour news cycle, and last Thursday seems like 3 months ago of the news. But I want to say congratulations to you and the Northampton County, Pennsylvania Republican Party on your dinner last Thursday night with Vice President Mike Pence. You had an opportunity, a vice presidential candidate. Can we say that yet? That's what Saturday Night Live said about Hillary Clinton. Can we say president? Tell me, you got an opportunity to meet Pence that night, and I know it was brief, but you got an opportunity to introduce Mike Pence. You've been around these politicians for years, do you get a genuine feeling that Pence's heart is in this 100%?
Oh, absolutely. He was amazing. He drew everyone in. When he was speaking, there wasn't a peep in that room. Everyone was.
You mean even Jerry? There wasn't even a peep out of Jerry?
It was amazing what he did to the crowd. And he doesn't use any notes. He doesn't use a teleprompter. He doesn't use anything. And his speech is it's unbelievable how good he is and how sincere he is and how genuine he is. I mean, it was pretty amazing. And we could have sold the room out 3 times over. The phone was ringing off the wall, but the Secret Service had limited the number of people allowed in. So, but he is really drawing large numbers, and I think that's going unreported as well, how popular he is compared to Kane.
Okay, now Northeast compared to Kane. So you generally got the feeling, because I do believe the media wants the Trump supporters to give up. They want to say there's no chance. This morning, MSNBC is on the tangent that all Donald Trump's trying to do is create his news network, and the people he surrounded himself with. So they're trying to move Trump into phases. They want everybody to give up. I am optimistic. I am so optimistic. It's just there's something about it because I have a good memory, but I can't remember anybody getting this enthusiastic about Mitt Romney. Can't remember it.
No, and I've tried to remember that, and I can't. We have something going every night. Last night we had a huge parade in a small town. The Democrats didn't have anything. We had just an amazing number of people there. We're doing something every night. We have these flash mobs all over the Lehigh Valley twice a week. We're going door to door. We're making calls. We're doing parades. We have something every night. In our Republican headquarters, last night I was trying to leave for the parade. A gay guy comes in. He tells me right away, I'm gay, and they think I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. I'm not.
Whoa, back up. Hold it. I mean, I wish I had the screeching record sound. Let's replay this. So you're there last night. You're at the Donald Trump campaign headquarters. You're in fear for your life that a brick's going to come through the window at any minute, and a gay guy comes in instead of a brick.
And he's so enthused, and he's for Trump, and he's telling us how he's getting all this Clinton stuff, and they keep calling him. But he's like totally into Donald Trump because guess what? Gay people pay taxes too.
There you go. Bingo. Bingo. That's exactly right.
He goes, Obamacare has failed. My taxes are up. He goes, I'm for Donald J. Trump. So he came in. He's going to start volunteering. There were so
Wait. You know what?
in.
You were breaking so much stuff this morning. I don't know if I can keep up with you. You are wound up. A gay guy, you are breaking news on this morning, not MSNBC, that gay people pay taxes too. Hell, you say. I'm sorry, Lee, that's where I'm at in this. That's just where I'm at in this is I do think people are connected and the media is corrupt and it's rigged. I'm on board with that.
Oh, yes. And listen, it is rigged. In Philadelphia, every presidential cycle, there's more people vote in Philadelphia than there's registered. There's more votes.
But wait a minute, Obama said that didn't happen. He said quit whining.
It happens every presidential cycle in Philadelphia. And if Pennsylvania did not have Philadelphia, we'd be a red state every single presidential election. Philadelphia and the Southeast, the ring counties around Philly are the only reason we're not a red state. And they cheat. I mean, they have, like I said, they've been recorded as more votes than registered voters, and Mitt Romney didn't get one vote in the city of Philadelphia, not even by accident. So they cheat every time. And
so the little old lady with the walker, I'll never forget it, the little old lady with the walker that went in, that's 92, and wanted to cast her last vote in life for Mitt Romney, accidentally voted for Obama. I mean, not even by accident did she push the Mitt Romney button. I mean, right. We know that. Thank you. Listen, voters, let me take just not a brief break, Lee. Stay with me. Let me just take a brief break. Viewers, this is Lee Snover. She is the chairman of the Northampton County Republican Party in Pennsylvania. That's Northeast. Last Thursday, she hosted Vice Presidential candidate Mike Pence, and they are really knocking down the doors. They need your help. This lady, they need your help. You can go to Facebook. I've been sharing, if you look at my page, I've been sharing every time they get a truckload of 2,000 signs. They are working 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, getting back up at 7, going back on the road, getting signs out, meeting with people. They are working so hard. Now, let me just bring this up. You're hearing Donald Trump say rigged election. I'm going to get back to Lee here. Just hang on. You're hearing rigged election. You're hearing the media make fun of him. Okay, make fun of him. You're hearing the media say it's not happening. You're hearing your president of the United States say quit whining, it's funny, making fun of us and Donald Trump in front of the Italian president or prime minister, okay, yesterday. You're hearing all this, but I didn't say it, my guest did, and she knows. She's been working it for years. Philadelphia always has more voters than they have registered voters. And Lee, while I'm on that, do you remember the year they turned on the machines in Philly and votes were already loaded?
Absolutely. And
bingo!
When Election Day opens in Philadelphia, there's already votes on the machine for the Democrat candidate. I mean, Philadelphia has exceeded Chicago with cheating. And we have tried, they are very intimidating. They actually called a meeting this week, the governor did of Pennsylvania, trying to intimidate more, called our general counsel of the Republican Party to talk about not having watchers, not having people observe the election. Well, that's the law in Pennsylvania. We're allowed to observe inside. And they're even trying to stop that because they know they have to cheat and they have to grow the rig system.
A Republican is allowed to be in there, a representative from the Republican Party. Folks, listen, if you hear that, I'm glad Lee is bringing up so many great points. Every campaigning poll, campaign law allows for a Republican representative watcher and a Democrat representative watcher in every poll. Every polling location, you are allowed. So when they're trying to make the media sound like that you're in fear as Republicans and you're asking for poll watchers like there's some conspiracy. No, you're asking for poll watchers because you're allowed and you need them. And Philadelphia, Lee, you're 100% right that Philadelphia is the only reason right now. I brought up, Lee, one day, and this is important, and I know you've got to go, you got a full plate today. But I brought up one day, I pulled up the congressional districts of the state of Pennsylvania, and I showed my viewers on a graph on the show how red Pennsylvania actually was. And I showed the congressional districts right around Allegheny County, which we know is Pittsburgh, and I showed the congressional districts right around Philadelphia. And outside of that, I showed my viewers how red the state is. And Philadelphia, if you notice, and our viewers notice, that's where all of them go to campaign. They don't go out to Wilkesboro. They're not going for Scranton again. They gave that up. They're shooting into Philly.
No, everybody, all the Obama, Hillary, and the elite Republicans, those establishment Republicans, they're all from the ring counties around Philadelphia. That's where all the establishment Republicans are. If you get out of that Philadelphia area, everyone's against the establishment. There isn't anyone going that way. It's so crazy in Pennsylvania, you wouldn't believe, because we have a U.S. Senate race, and our candidate is running ads in Philadelphia saying he's against Donald Trump, and then he's running ads in the other parts of the state saying he's okay with Donald Trump. I mean,
stop, that's Pat Toomey. Pat Toomey, folks. So Pat Toomey, your U.S. Senator in Pennsylvania, is running Philadelphia ads saying he's not with Donald Trump and Western PA ads saying he's with Donald Trump?
Right. Well, he says, like, the ad comes on in Philadelphia. I saw it over the weekend. I was in Philadelphia. And the ad comes on and says, I don't agree with Donald Trump. And then he goes on to something else. So he wants you to believe he doesn't support Donald Trump. And then if you go out in the other parts of PA, he has positive ads running that, not saying he supports Donald Trump, but like he would work with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the contrast is Philadelphia in that area, I'm not with Donald Trump. I don't say that up in the Northeast. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we have and then it's happening at all of our Republican headquarters where there's people that don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Oh, well, should I be for Pat Toomey or not for Pat Toomey? He's somewhat for Donald Trump, somewhat not for Donald Trump. And it's just, this state has been very confusing because, we don't have everybody on board.
Well, actually, my opinion is, and I'm not there with you on the ground, just hearing you and Jerry and seeing all the posts that you guys are putting up, and the 18 posts a day your mother is putting up. Outside, I tell my viewers about 18 posts a day. Outside of that, you're on the ground there. I really feel in my heart that if Toomey would have just came out really strong for Trump, this whole Pennsylvania thing would be already put behind us, and Toomey would still be leading in the polls against his Democrats. I just really believe that. I have a quick question that I want to focus on with you in Philadelphia, in the Pennsylvania area. Now, you say there's a lot of confusion within the Republican Party offices with you have Pat Toomey and then Donald Trump. Do you feel, now you've been in these races, do you really feel we can win, the Trump campaign can win Pennsylvania?
I do. I don't think it's too late to win Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I'll tell you what we need to win, though, in Pennsylvania. We need to win the ring counties. That's where our problem is. That's the counties around Philadelphia, Montgomery, Chester, Bucks. We need to win those. Delaware, those counties around Philadelphia, we need to be in there. They're the very wealthy, elite, white, corporate America and they think they're too good to vote for Donald Trump. And that does exist. I mean, we have internal polling saying this is our problem. It's the white Republican women in the ring counties.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me give you a visual.
Okay.
Sandy.
Ooh.
I'm going to give the visual.
Let's not go no further than just the name, okay?
Okay, that's exactly what we're dealing with. Okay, your people will understand this. Women who are, out to lunches all day, or they're at the gym, or they met their trainer, or they're at Wegmans, they think they're too good for Donald Trump. That's the group we're working on. We actually have the national Republican women coming in. They're bringing in buses. They're bringing in corporate Republican women to help us deal with this. They're going down to those ring counties in Philly and trying to meet with those women. We had Ivanka here last week. She did free events at 3 or 4 places in the ring county to talk to these women. These are the women we need on board. They used to be the soccer moms. I don't really know where they're at right now.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So can you describe them identically the way you just did? They're this age, they're at the gym, they're this. Can you give me that again? Because there's a reason I want you to give me that for my next segment I'm going to do.
Yeah, these are the women that used to be the soccer moms. These are the women we need to get on board with Donald Trump. They're at the gym, they're with their trainer, they're going to lunches, they're at Wegmans. You know what I mean? They're at Neiman Marcus. That's where they are.
Folks, if you're wondering what Wegmans is, she's brought it up twice. It's a grocery store in that area that's not really a grocery store. It's like going to a mini mall, but you think you're at it's got restaurants and everything, and Wegmans is the place to go. Right, Lee?
Yeah, that's where they're at, or they're at the King of Prussia Mall.
Oh, not the King of Prussia Mall. Okay, let me move past that because there is something I do want to know for you. We're in a state, Georgia, and first of all, Georgia's not in play. Let me reciprocate by telling you, Georgia's not in play. The poll that says that Hillary's up 4 is just not true. Okay, it's not in play. This is a mind control media thing that they're trying to do. Corrupt. We're not getting the ads. We're not, unless I'm missing it. My viewers will send me a text here in a minute. A couple will immediately. In Georgia, we're not getting any ads. I mean, every once in a blue moon, an ad will creep in because you're watching MSNBC or Fox and they're running it on Hillary or Donald Trump. But we're really not getting the ad war. What is the ad war like in Pennsylvania? And is Trump running ads in Pennsylvania? Because that is really where you see if a candidate has pulled out. How aggressive is the ad war there?
The ad wars are intense. They're on all the time. We have ads on every second. I do see some Trump ads, but not as many as Clinton's, but there are Trump ads. She has more, but he has some. So I do see them, but there's not as many as hers. Hers are plastered. I mean, it's the radio every minute. It's the TV every minute with hers. And she's very deceiving. She'll get a couple vets to do an ad for her on the radio. They're veterans for her. I mean, it sounds like she's trying to sound Republican. She has so my
question is,
a Republican ad, and it's Hillary Clinton.
My question is, if she's up 8, 10, and 12, she doesn't need to spend the money in PA, but she's pouring it in there?
Oh, absolutely. The ads are nonstop. They're nonstop. Radio, TV, nonstop. I mean, you just can't get away from it here. Okay,
Trump is. I read a I forget what poll there. I was looking at a poll here recently. It's only a couple days old that said that the northeastern part of PA, Trump was leading in that area of the state. What would you call the northeastern part? The Stroudsburg, the Wilkesboro?
I think that starts with Northampton County.
That's what I was
here too.
Okay.
It's going up like Scranton. It's from here. It's from the,
145. Is it? We'll call it 22. You and I understand it. 22 north.
Yeah, going up.
Okay. 22 runs through the center of Lehigh Valley, folks, and 22 north. Go ahead.
Yesterday, we had 4 Democrat union members come into our campaign and get Trump signs and say they're not going with the union this time. So, I don't know what's going on. I can't gauge what they're telling us in the polls when we have that. We have 4 union members come in and get Trump signs. So in the Northeast, if you know anything about Philadelphia, the unions are powerful and they're very strong and they're very Democrat. And they're coming in our office and getting Trump signs. So I'm trying to get a read on this, and I have people coming in all the time. I had a teacher. Listen to this. Teachers are the most Democrat minds
Just
in our
saying.
area.
I got it.
I had a teacher come in. She came in last week. She says, I switched to Republican. I feel so liberated, she said. She's a school teacher in New Jersey who lives in PA. She switched to Republican, and she's for Trump. So I'm not understanding these polls. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to wait.
Well, wait a minute. Let me recap what you've told our viewers, because this is the greatest information. Lee, I can't thank you enough because we are so tired of seeing the media and the mind control over this. This is great information. So you're in Northampton County, Pennsylvania, and you guys have a big headquarters. Folks, Northampton County has a population of about 350,000, and Lee is volunteer coordinating all through the Valley for the Trump campaign, and the chairman of that Republican Party. That's who we have on the phone with us this morning. Now, Lee, let me get a recap. You're at this office, and I can't say enough. I'm going to say it. You just do not realize how liberal, okay, this area can be. I mean, this is the area where you go to the mall, Lehigh Valley Mall, at Christmas time, and you don't go shopping. You get a cup of coffee and sit on one of them benches and watch the show. Because I tell you, the people, oh my God, right, Lee? Woo!
Absolutely.
You watch the show. Oh yeah, you see everything. So anyhow, folks, so what you're telling me this morning is in this very liberal area, you have had a gay person come in to a Republican Trump campaign, Republican headquarters, with wanting Trump signs, wanting to volunteer, wanting to help, and says, I pay taxes, Hillary's crazy, I'm voting for her. This is a gay person. In this very liberal area, you've had four union?
4 Democrat union members.
All right, that come in, okay. And then you just had a teacher come in.
Had a teacher switch to Republican and said she felt so liberated.
Folks, you don't know how big this is, because we're in North Georgia. We get comfortable. We're in a county. I'm coming to you from a county that will probably vote 78% Donald Trump. County to the north, 78%. County to the south, 78%. Donald Trump will probably win Georgia by 12. Mitt Romney run it by 8. I'm predicting 12. So we're talking to somebody that these 3 things that you just heard are enormous to me. Lee, I think that's underlying, and it's going to show up at the voting booth.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do on Election Day. I don't trust them. I don't know if they're going to have buses with thugs going around scaring us, or I don't know what they're going to do. They will do something in Pennsylvania. I don't know what it is. But let me tell you what happened on Election Day when Obama ran here. And it was kind of creepy. We didn't see any signs. There were no Obama signs in this area. None, okay? And when I woke up on Election Day, I went to the polls, I didn't know where these people came from. It was
Right.
the United Nations at my poll. I'm like, holy smoke, I've never seen these people in my town before. Who are they? Where did they come from? So the rigged election and voter fraud is out there. And you get to Election Day, and I don't know what's going to be there, because that's what happened with Obama. I really didn't recognize any of these people from my town standing in line at the polls. I'd never seen them before, working there 20 years, and somehow they voted.
You know, I told people that, like Jerry. I said, look, you don't know Jerry, because our audience, trust me, they know Jerry by now. And I tell people, look, Jerry's got a lawn chair, and he's got the same pole. And he's been there for 25 years. And they all say, hey, Jerry, when they go in, whether they're Democrats, Republicans, who they are, they know Jerry, right? And they always come out and say, Jerry, I did the right thing, or sorry, Jerry, I couldn't do it this year. And, so the people at these polling places, and on Election Day, you just don't recognize these people.
Yeah, and it was really creepy for me. I mean, I just was like, who are these people? Because, see, they pay their people.
Yes.
We just pulled a flyer off an ad at the local community college. Hillary Clinton will pay you $15 an hour. Come to work right now. We don't pay anyone. We're a full volunteer organization. And then on Election Day, what they do with their registration drives, they pay people to get quotas. So if Hillary's paying me today to go out and register people, I'm gonna make up names for that matter. I'm gonna make up addresses. We have a vacant lot in this town that has 12 people registered to it. Okay?
What?
A vacant lot. No one's living there. 12 people are registered there.
Wait a minute. Holy smokes. Oh, so you're in the Republican Party. You're firsthand. You're there in Northampton County. There's a vacant lot, and your voting data shows there's 12 voter registrations to this lot.
Right. We started this campaign called Voter Integrity. We try to expose this stuff, and we found a vacant lot. And the good news is there's 12 registered voters. The bad news. The good news, only 8 voted. So what I'm saying is,
only 8 out of the 12 voted from the vacant lot. Holy
this
mackerel!
is what I'm saying is going on everywhere. Because when I woke up on election day when Obama ran, I didn't know these people, and I was like, it was United Nations. They were all in different, clothing and I was like, who are these people? I've never seen them before. Obama's running, and they're here. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen on election day, but I'm hoping it's the opposite. I'm hoping I wake up and I go there and I'm like, oh my God, look at all these Trump people. So I'm hoping that same phenomenon that carried Obama in the opposite way carries us.
Okay, I have to close out at 9:30. I have a last segment. I've only got till 10 o'clock, but I gotta ask you, handicap the debate tonight. What do you think? What are you seeing? What do you feel is going to happen? Just give me your take on tonight's debate.
I think Donald Trump is going to be strong, just like he was in the last debate. I think he is going to perform very similar to the last debate. If I could change one thing about his debate tonight, I would not have Obama's brother there. Here's who I think he should have had at that debate. I think he should have got the most well-known evangelical leader he could have in that front row. Franklin Graham, James Dobson, Dr. David Jeremiah. That's who would have been sitting in the front of that debate if it were me. Because we need a miracle, number one. Number two, Donald Trump does have dignified people supporting him, and I think he should showcase that. There's some really great people supporting Donald Trump, and I think we should showcase them. But I think he's going to be strong tonight.
Okay.
And I think he's going to be very similar to the last debate.
I want to go on with that just a minute. I can't end on that note. In this campaign, I have noticed evangelicals, and you're talking the names you just brought out, campaigning for Donald Trump harder than I have seen since, and I'm going to go all the way back to Ronald Reagan. I have not seen evangelicals campaign as hard for, and I haven't even seen Catholics come out as bold as they have for Donald Trump all the way since Ronald Reagan. Even George W. Bush, I didn't see it like this. Are you comfortable? Do you feel good that that's happening?
The only thing I would say is I think the evangelicals are quiet about it.
Yes.
Okay? They're being very low key about it. I think they're on board, but they're low key. It's like,
look at man, it's like, I don't want to go religious, but it's like the churchgoers that don't drink and the churchgoers that do drink, and they're fighting over which one's a sin. But the churchgoers that don't drink, they go out of town to buy to the liquor store. But they still buy the liquor. And I know I just got in trouble, but that's just the bottom line, okay? So people are trying to decide which sin is acceptable. Lee, I've got to close, but I want one more thing on this.
Good.
Wait a minute, I got to ask you a question. I disagree. I want to give you this food for thought because I want to talk about it next time we call. I disagree. I think there's a reason why they picked Fox News. Obama hasn't been on Fox News 5 times in 8 years. Hillary hasn't been on there 5 times in 8 years. There's a reason why they're letting Chris Wallace. There's a reason why they picked Fox News. And there's a reason why they're taking this chance. And Chris Wallace is put on this pedestal as the greatest moderator in the world or guy in the world in Fox News by Democrats. It is smoke and mirrors. I think the last group they have to win are independents, and they know Fox News viewers is the largest independent viewers in the United States of America, and that's what Fox is going to help them bring in the independents, and that's where I think they're going with it.
I agree. I think we're losing Fox. I think Chris Wallace will be unfair to Donald Trump.
Okay, I got to go on that. We're going to leave on that.
Okay.
Thank you for that great information, Lee. That is Lee Snover. Lee Snover gave us some great information. We'll discuss that, and I'll give you a little more on that. I'm going to take a brief break. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You're watching FYNTV.com, and let's take a brief break. I'll come back and handicap that.